We're living on a disk, floating through space, with a tiny sun.
Hey, I'm FTFE. Welcome back to the channel that does to stupidity what YouTube has done to my sleep schedule. We're back with a second surprise show because a dumbass has said some stupid stuff on the internet, and Reds, we can't let that go unchallenged, can we?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Especially when it's regarding one of my videos.
Yeah. So you guys may remember Flatzoid, who once removed 11 frames from a video of Reds. Argued with me about not understanding the second law of thermodynamics, whilst he didn't understand the second law of thermodynamics, which is always amazing. But yeah, he's released a video, which he's titled, what's it? No Curve Response, I think he's called it.
Yep. So let me give people a bit of background on this before we actually get
Have a look at my new project, Britain's Great Wealth Revival. The aim is...
Random advert playing, that was weird.
that was weird. Oh, now I hear myself again.
What is going on? You shouldn't hear yourself.
Hang on one second. Nope, it's gone again. That's super fucking weird.
Technology, don't we love it?
Yeah, it can be confusing sometimes. So anyway, let me go ahead and give people some background on what the hell was going on. So we had a launch out of Cape Canaveral. The launch out of Cape Canaveral was a test. It was a test launch. So the payload never went to space. It was never supposed to go to space. What it was is that they were testing the abort system for the Orion spacecraft. So they had a dummy payload underneath the launch escape tower. And they put this dummy payload with the launch escape tower on top of a very small solid rocket booster. So I went to Cape Canaveral to film this test launch, and I was able to actually film it. So when the payload successfully, escaped from the solid rocket booster, it separated itself from the tower as well, the launch escape tower, the capsule that it was carrying. This dummy capsule was then falling back into the water because, as we all know, Cape Canaveral is off of the fucking ocean. So it was launching out to sea. So I followed the capsule all the way down until it hit the water. Now, here is the best bit about the footage, is that after the capsule, or I should say before the capsule hit the water, there is about 11 frames where the capsule just disappears. You see no splash. You don't see the capsule at all. What you see is the capsule going behind the curve of the Earth. And even though there is some refraction in the video, as you can see, there isn't enough to cover up the fact that you're seeing a curve in the image. You're seeing the results of curvature. So what Flatzoid decided to do was he decided to take this video and make a claim that it shows no curve whatsoever by removing frames from the video. So his frame by frame analysis would result in a video that he thinks would back him up, that he thought would back him up. He removed the frames where the capsule is seen disappearing behind the curve in order to make it appear that there was no curve at all.
So technically he was kind of right in the video that he was looking at, that it didn't show any curve because he'd taken the evidence out.
Yeah, he didn't show any curve because he took the evidence out of the original video that showed a fucking curve. And so, fast forward a year, he decides to bring this back up again because we had made a live stream where we debunked his sorry ass, but now he's just deciding to come back and talk about it again for some reason, posted this bullshit, and now we're going to respond to it.
Okie dokie. So, Flatzoid, I know you're going to watch this because, you know, Flatterers spend time searching for their names. So, should we just play the whole video, or?
Well, here's a question. Before we actually watch Flatzoid's video, would we like to see my video, the original video of the abort test? Would we like to see that real quick?
Yes, of course we would.
Oh, okay. I would love to give you the footage of that. So allow me to do a Control-C and a Control-V for you. All right.
Should we bring Sean Hufford in if he's able to come?
There we go. And go ahead and play it at 20 seconds.
Okie dokie.
And let's go and take a look.
Look at that badassery.
Yes, sir.
Oh. The rocket that looks the most like a douche.
Yeah, it does. So again, this is a Orion test capsule with the launch escape system tower, both of which are mounted on top of a very small solid rocket booster. And there you can see it breaking the sound barrier.
Oofed. Beautiful.
They're waiting for something called max Q, which is maximum dynamic pressure on the vehicle. And that's where the abort happens, right there. There's the abort. So I am following the tower and the capsule. There's the flip. There you can see the spent booster. And here comes the separation. Right there. And what's left is the test capsule. Again, this is just a mass simulator. This is not the actual capsule. It's a dummy payload. It's a mass simulator. But what I do is I follow it all the way down to the water. So pay attention right here.
Nice After Effects, Reds.
Yeah.
Trying to get JM back on. that
Please
could be a lot
do.
of fun.
Please do.
Yeah.
So as you can see, I'm still following the mass simulator, the dummy capsule, whatever you want to call it.
Whee.
Still falling, still falling. All right, now what's going to happen right here is I'm going to break away from the capsule and I'm going to focus on where it's going to land. This is the part of the footage that Flatzoid was, most interested in.
So much so that he had to keep it for himself.
Yeah. So just keep watching, keep watching.
That looks awesome.
It does. So I now go straight to where the capsule is going to land. Boom. And that was the entire flight right there. So Flatzoid decided to make a video about it. where he claimed to show that the capsule did not go behind any curve whatsoever, and he did this by dishonestly removing frames from the video. He removed the frames that showed it going behind a curve in order to assert that there was no curve in the first place. This is what it means to be a Flerf, to be dishonest as fuck. So now that Flatzoid has found a wild hair up his ass to bring this shit back up again, we're going to watch the video he made and just posted recently, and we're going to respond to it. So, yeah.
Carson Carolina for $5 says, that wasn't an abort test. The SpaceX onboard camera just saw Reds' face. Yeah. That's every rocket explosion ever. It's just because the people in charge were like, oh shit, it's Red's face. Oh no, what have I done?
You know what? Fuck it. Abort!
Just press the red button. We saw his face. Matt Bryce for £2 says, nice chilled evening. Have my Google opinions money. Well, thank you very much, sir. Yeah, so let's have a look at... Should we just play the whole video, or have you got a timestamp?
No, I got no timestamp. Let's go ahead and just watch this shit and destroy it as we need to.
Why does he like not have full screen? Why is his aspect ratio so small? Does he not know how to render or something?
Probably doing this from his fucking cell phone.
I really liked this old intro. No one cares about your old intro.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Let's have an extra long intro for no fucking reason whatsoever.
I know, right? Flat Earthers. Thank you, Reds, for this awesome video, says Flatzoid. And
Welcome, motherfucker.
I haven't put it in this aspect ratio, guys. This is what the Flat Earther has uploaded to YouTube.
Pause it.
Pause it. Right there.
Okay, here's what I'm going to ask. I'm going to ask that you mute the audio because copyright.
Right, Roger.
That's Sound of Silence as played by Disturbed.
Yeah.
So yeah, copyright. Oh, I hear myself again.
I don't know why that keeps happening. That's weird. So we're watching the same launch that Flatzoid, the Red's done, but from Flatzoid original video. Where he cut some frames. Sean Holliford has sent me the video that Slice Arcane did, so if we want to have a look at them side by side in a bit, we can do that as well. Thank you, Sean.
Absolutely.
All right, so there's the abort.
Yep, that's the abort. There you can see the spent booster. There's the flip. And there goes the mass simulator after it separates from the launch escape tower.
And he's watch the free fall. Awesome
watch
stuff.
The free fall. Awesome stuff. Yeah, it's almost like you could film this shit yourself, motherfucker.
Remind me, Reds, how many Flat Earthers have taken you up on the offer to use your equipment to film a rocket?
0.
That many? Wow, that's surprising.
I know.
Technomancer Magus in the chat says, when Reds gazes into red, red gazes back into red. What? Are you saying that Red is the only one that can look at himself? Well, not even Reds can look at himself, because every time he tries to use a mirror, it literally explodes.
Oh, catastrophic explosion. All right, pay attention here, guys. Do you see it?
Okay, so this is what he took off. Yeah, we know there's a mirage there, but it actually went behind that, didn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yep, it went behind it for multiple frames.
11 of them. So what's his point here? That there's an inferior mirage and that's it?
I don't know. This isn't responding to our assertion that he removed frames from his fucking video.
This is the argument from the ballers that I took frames out. Not taking the argument for what it is. The capsule hits the apparent horizon inside the mirage. So he's not... let me read that out again. I'll just put it over to the full screen so you guys can see that. So he says, this is the argument from the ballers. I took frames out, facepalm emoji. Not taking the argument for what it is, the capsule hits the apparent horizon inside the mirage. So he's not denying that he took out the 11 frames there, is he? In fact, he's basically admitting it, right?
He better not say that he didn't take out frames, because we have confirmed that he took frames out to make it appear as though it did not go behind a curve.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. I think with what he's saying here, he's admitting that he took the frames out. He's saying this is the argument from the ballers that I took the frames out. But then he's like, oh, but that's not even taking the argument for what it is. The capsule hits the apparent horizon inside the mirage. So he doesn't deny taking those frames out. So to me, that's him admitting that he did that.
Bold move. Bold move. Let's see what the rest of the video shows.
So let's go more in depth on what is actually observed. Okay. Oh my God, he needs to learn how to edit his videos, man. So much unnecessary fluff. Hold on, I'm gonna make that bigger because he doesn't know how to edit.
Yeah, he really doesn't know how to edit whatsoever.
Oh. Come on, VMX. Oops. Let me just pause that one sec. Okay, make it a bit bigger so we can see what he's going on about.
Jesus Christ, Flatzoid, learn how to edit.
God, no, I can't see the play button. Oh. All right, hold on.
Also, I'm doing my best to speak, but that echo is fucking horrible.
You're still getting an echo. Right, hold on. Let me.
Yeah, I've been dealing with it for the last few minutes, but fuck it, I'll deal with it. Don't change anything.
All right. So what is this point here? Unmute it a second because he might be talking now. No, he's not. He's just showing nonsense.
No, I think he just plays copyrighted music.
I mean, I really don't get what his point is here. How is this refuting the 11 frames?
Yeah, because that's the only point that we were making.
Someone in the chat says they can't hear me, but my audio is definitely going out. Can other people hear me?
Yeah, something's up with your audio settings.
Let me just see if the chat can actually hear me or not. Because that, like, my mic is peeking on
they can.
what's going on. Oh, It's just you, my
The
Maestro,
only
that says
person
that
that's
they
getting
can't hear
some
me.
issues is me because I'm getting
Yeah.
catastrophic feedback.
Where is that coming from? So I'm just sending out my NTech. All right, I can sort out your feedback, Reds. One sec. Is that any better?
Oh, you sound better. And I'm not getting feedback. Yay.
All right, there we go.
Perfect.
All right, so I mean, what's his point here? How is any of this refuting what you said?
I have no clue. Again, you can play with the colors all you fucking want. That's not the point. The point here is the following. If you remove the 11 frames, you remove information from the video. What information is removed? The fact that it goes behind a curve. So I want to see if he actually addresses the 11 frames in this video. Let's see it.
I don't think he does.
Well, let's check the words that's written on the fucking video.
Red's original with added stabilization. Yeah, you saw it go behind the horizon.
Does this guy forget that I have the original video? Like, literally, does he really believe that? I mean, does he think that I just delete the footage after I'm done using it? Oh no, I keep this shit, motherfucker, because we're gonna have flat earthers lie about it. It's good to have the original file.
So is this the original file that he's using here, or is this his edited one?
No, absolutely not. That is a download off of YouTube at best. And that's probably the one that he modified by removing the 11 frames.
Yeah, because you can't really see it go behind there, but on yours you could. I'm going to send a link to Sean Hufford, and he can come in and tell us about what's going on here as well. Oh wait, there is none, only optical phenomena. I mean, none of this is debunking what you've said, Reds. Two bad bull believers rather ignore the actual argument and rather place idiotic claims of dishonesty on me. So is he saying he deleted the 11 frames or not?
This is where I think Sean Hufford's video should come in, and I'm also doing this fight. So if I sound choppy, there's a reason for it. I am now uploading to a G drive the raw, unedited file. And what I will do, Fight the Flat Earth, is that once this is done uploading, it's going to take about 15 minutes. I'm going to send this shit to you. If you want to open it in your editor, or if you give me the ability to screen share, I can go ahead and show people what the original unedited video shows.
You should just be able to screen share on.
All right, perfect. That makes life super easy for me. So allow me to get this up and running.
Who can share? All participants. Yeah, you should be able to screen share.
All right, let me go ahead and bring up my editor, my Vegas Pro. All right, here we go. Blah, blah,
Before
blah.
you pull, what is he even going on about? Oh, now he's getting confused between conservation of momentum and Coriolis and how they apply to stuff.
I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised by that in the least. Let's see.
All right, Sean's just coming in. I mean, that was one of the worst debunk videos I've ever seen, Flatzoid. Well done.
Well,
Sean, hello. How you doing, buddy?
I am doing all right. Getting good grades.
Getting good grades, that's what we need. Flat Earther would never know what that's like to get good grades.
Oh yeah, Flatzoid. He's a special kind of something.
Special. So, what's your thoughts on his attempted debunk here?
Well, I was actually in the process of going through the original video that he uploaded and Red's as well, just because myself and Sly covered this as a standalone video. Sly did a much better job. I'm hands down to him. He did a really in-depth analysis of all this. I just did a quick, here's his side by side using his own videos and showed where he cut out 11 or 13 frames.
Yep.
Because we discovered this when Red was doing a live debunk, and I quickly spotted, like, wait a second. First time I saw it, I was like, there's cut frames there. So we actually went through live and tried to do it live, and I came up with 13 there, but then I think we found out that it was actually only 11.
Something like that. So let me, can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah, are you able to move the Zoom call box out of the way?
Oh,
no, wait, that's me. I'm sorry, that's on my side. Dope, stupid Craig. Yeah, we can see your screen. You're presenting.
All right, perfect. So I'm going to do two things. One thing I'm going to do is I'm going to zoom in on this motherfucker. And so let's go ahead and zoom in on this motherfucker. So let's zoom in a metric fuck ton, and that just looks beautiful. Let's lower this down a bit so we can see the water. Oh, that's so good. Then what we're going to do is we're going to add some visual effects. Let's do brightness and contrast. Let's do darker, more contrast. I think that'll look good. All right, perfect. Let's increase the brightness on that just a bit, but let's bump the contrast a metric fuck ton, maybe decrease it a little. All right, perfect. That makes it easier to see. Okay, so here's what Flatzoid doesn't want people to see. I'm going to go through this frame by frame. So as you can see, it's falling. There's a little bit of miraging, but you can still see the original capsule. You can still see the original capsule, and it disappears.
One.
Magic.
It disappears behind a curve. So there's no miraging. There's no capsule. It's just fucking gone. So that was 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame, 4 frame, 5 frame.
Okay, dog. That's enough.
So are people seeing this shit right now? Are people seeing this shit?
It's definitely disappeared.
It's definitely disappeared. And that's what Flatzoid doesn't want people to see. He doesn't want to see that it has actually disappeared. So that's the next frame. Now we're starting to see it. So let me go back a bit. So
from the time we can't see it at all, how many frames is it until we see the splash?
All right. So it disappears right here. So that's 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame, 4 frame. So 4 frames of it being completely gone before we see the splash.
And was this at 30 frames a second?
Yeah, this was filmed at 30 frames per second. I guess there was a hiccup on the file, so it stalled on me a bit. So let me make sure I get this right. The actual number of frames between the capsule disappears to the point where we see the splash is this. We still see it. 1 frame, 2 frame, 3 frame, 4 frames. So yes, 4 frames before we see the splash. So that's 4 frames of it being completely gone behind the curve of the Earth before we actually see anything. So there was no miraging. There was no capsule. There was just water. And then you see the splash.
All right. Can we do one more thing real quick?
Yes.
Can we go back to Craig sharing the screen where you guys were trying to figure out what he's talking about when he showed the all the little diagrams on the screen?
Sure.
I want Craig to go frame by frame and count how many frames that there is nothing visible.
All right. So
that's why I was getting ready to go through a bunch of videos to find out if he cut out at least 1 frame there, because it seemed kind of short. But I wasn't getting a really good look with the screen share over the.
Damn, it won't let me go frame by frame when the browser's in there.
You can't use period and comma.
Period will go 1 frame.
No, it's not letting me because it's on the internal browser. Let me just bring that video up on the main screen 1 sec.
And also we have Slice Barkane's video that we can show. And that demonstrates that he removed frames from the video.
So
that's what you gotta do. You gotta lie to Flerf.
Right, it's the snow curve. So we're at 7 minutes 33. 1 sec. Let me just bring this up on here.
Yeah. Yep,
Yeah,
he cut frames.
Yeah, you can see that he's doing it there. He's going backwards and forward for me. I don't need to do it, but you can see that for him, as soon as the thing hits the water, the splash is there instantly. There's no break.
Yeah, so that's in, well, when he was going over the top right one, that's what we're looking at. Because we know he edited his video, and he's claiming that this is Red's original up here.
Why is it not skipping forward with? Right.
He might have it paused.
Yeah, my period to go forward isn't working for some reason.
No, it might be. He might have his video paused there.
Let me slow it down to 0.25, and we can just see it when we play it. This is the capsule there.
Okay, hit period. 1, 2. Yeah, he cut frames there too.
Yeah, absolutely. There isn't even a frame. It just goes from one to the other, Sean, straight away.
Interesting.
So yeah, even the one he's claiming is your unedited footage is he edited.
So here we go. So there's the capsule. I'll go forward by 1 frame, and no, there's one. It's 1 frame without water he's got there, and you've got 4.
Huh.
Interesting.
So even in his unedited footage, he edited it.
Gotta lie to Flerf.
That's what we keep saying. You have to lie to Flerf.
So, Flatzoid, we know that you're going to be watching this. So, what's your explanation? Sean, what do you think the explanation is?
We're just lying about him. That's it.
Yep, we're just making wild claims with nothing to back it up, even though we've just gone frame by frame on his footage that he claims is Red's footage, but isn't.
Yeah, that shit is not the original footage. The original footage shows that that there is a curve. The capsule disappeared completely from view before you saw a splash. This is the consequences you would expect to see on a curved Earth. This is these are direct consequences of a curved surface. But Flatzoid decided to remove those frames because they were inconvenient to the bullshit he was trying to push onto other people.
Oh, but it's not important, Red. What's important is that there's mirage in there. Oh.
Who gives a fuck about the mirage? You don't see any miraging. You don't see the capsule itself, mirage or not. And then you see the splash after it completely disappeared. The keyword there being completely. It completely disappeared.
This is why I like Sly's video analysis of it, because he actually tracks where the capsule would have landed in comparison to the horizon, the apparent horizon, and it's still below that, so we should still have seen it. And it's just it's a great analysis. So I highly recommend, if you can link that in your description, that would be great.
Well, here's what Sly did. So we go back a bit, you can see.
Hang on 1 second. Let me say something since someone is available in the chat. Negative exponents. Check your Twitter. I sent you some DMs. Please check them. Thank you. Anyway. But you can see that there's definitely some frames missing in Sly's video. Check it out.
Yeah, so this is Sly's video now. So 1, 2, well, there's about 7 frames it looks like he skipped there.
More than.
See that there is missing footage or missing frames. If you purposefully remove frames like that, you are being dishonest, and you're using my footage to do it. You're being dishonest with my footage to lie to your subscribers, your viewers, anyone that even remotely stumbles upon your bullshit. You are using my footage to lie, and for that, sir, go fuck yourself.
Right, so I just want to have a look here with his analysis.
He's trying to show something that my video does not fucking show. Damn it.
So we've got 5-4. That was 5-4-12 at the frame that he started, and by the time it comes back,
he actually counts it out.
Well, that would be 14 frames. that he's skipped there. 4 frames overlap in timing, so take 3 off. Yeah, 11 frames.
Yep.
Hang on, let me answer something. Chris, no, I'm not going to hit him with a copyright claim. That would be stupid.
No,
I want people to see how dishonest he is. If that means him keeping this video on YouTube, then so be it. This is great. Why the fuck would I want to take this down? This demonstrates how dishonest he is.
So my big question to this is, why did he release a new video talking about it in which he failed to even attempt to debunk what you were saying?
The reason why this got brought up again is because Astronomy Live made mention of this fact that he removed frames and that he was a dishonest piece of shit in his own comment section. Remember the observation that we did where we measured the altitude of the ISS? Well, Astronomy Live made his own video of that same observation. It's like the part 2 to my video. So Flatzoid came into that comment section, made an ass out of himself, and got called out for being a dishonest piece of shit. And Astronomy Live said, we have a history of you being honest. Remember the 11 frames? And I guess that triggered him to make this video.
Someone sent me this little GIF recording of it to show exactly where it's done, and that's like almost 4. There we go. Yeah, so that was like 11 frames of it not moving on his side compared to on your side. Now,
there is one other thing I want to show, and I sent it to you.
Thank you for that, Hugo.
Fight. It is the SpaceX CRS-17. If you can please click on that video, and I would like for you to fast forward, and I want you to fast forward to 6 minutes 44 seconds. Before you hit play on that, I would like to explain what's going on here. 6 minutes 44 seconds. All right, hit pause. So, ladies and gentlemen, once upon a time, there was an issue with the landing pad because it had been contaminated after a space capsule exploded. So what SpaceX decided to do, because they couldn't use the landing pad, was use the drone ship. The drone ship was a few miles offshore, and what you're about to see is the SpaceX Falcon 9 booster landing on the drone ship as it was offshore. We could actually see the landing of the booster, but not the drone ship itself. Sean Hufford was there, Astronomy Live was there, I was there. That's the video you're about to see. Go ahead and hit play.
Okay. I love showing how dishonest Flerfs are.
So this is in slow motion and zoomed in. There you can see the horizon. There you can see the horizon. The booster's coming down to land, and watch what happens. Oh, look, the flame disappears.
Oh, wow.
The landing legs disappear. Yeah, there's a little bit of refraction, but guess what? The light itself completely disappears, and then you start to see the smoke that comes up. It lands, and the engines get cut, and then the whole thing goes dark. That shit landed behind the horizon. And guess what? The beach we were filming that from was the same beach I was at for the abort test.
I'd like to point out that for that launch and landing, when I was down there, I was stationed with Astronomy Live. We were much closer to the landing, and he filmed it, and it didn't go quite as far below the horizon. Huh.
Well, although I will point out, Reds, that you've edited this video slightly, so according to Unirock, it couldn't be used as evidence.
Well, Unirock's a fucking jackass and a dipshit and thinks like a Flerf does, so who the fuck cares about his opinion?
I'm pretty sure he's a Flerf. Listening to him fucking talk lately, he's got to be a fucking flat earther.
Gotta be. But basically it all comes down to this. The same beach that I was filming on when I recorded the abort test for the Orion spacecraft, That was the same exact beach we recorded that landing at. And it shows curvature. You can't fucking deny that. You can't see the drone ship, but guess what? It fucking landed on one.
No, it was pontoons, man. Pontoons.
Oh yeah, it was so fucking pontoons.
They weren't
fucking pontoons were behind the fucking curve. And guess what? The same was true for the capsule.
No, it's the angular resolution.
Yeah. 3 frames show that capsule was completely out of sight. 3 frames show that capsule was completely out of sight before showing any splash.
Oh, it's the criteria. It's the Rayleigh criteria and diffraction limit. Yeah. Sorry, you didn't take that into account, Reds. Did you also take into account the angular size of your eyeball when you were looking through the? Yeah. I mean, to be fair. Now, I think that covers how stupid the Flatzoid is.
But before
I'm going to disagree. Not stupid, incredibly dishonest.
Oh, he's a bit of both, though, isn't he? Surely.
That shit was done on purpose. That shit was clearly done. I'm going to ask a question of the live chat. Guys, Flatzoid removing frames. Do you think that was, just an accident, or was that done on purpose?
Whoops. It was totally on purpose.
That's my opinion. You know what?
It just happened to be the selective 11 frames that would try to make his point valid.
Mm-hmm.
There was no accident in there at all.
But Sean, you're not paying attention to the fact it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because the point is there's mirage in, so the Earth's flat apparently somehow.
So it 100% proves a flat Earth, but when he's disproven, who cares?
Yeah, but did you take the black swan into consideration, Sean?
Yeah, the black swan. They found the fucking curve in the crane.
Yeah. There's people that still fucking push that as evidence that the Earth is flat, even though
that just shows how desperate they are.
And they try using the the modus tollens on it, like, oh well, if A, we can see this far, then B, the Earth can't be a globe. But then when we show them a photo of one of the platforms disappearing behind the horizon, and we try using the same logic to them, we're the ones that are being stupid.
Oh, it's better than that, Craig. Dealing with the black swan, the guy that filmed the black swan video himself, just about every other time he goes out to film it, he shows that the second platform is below the horizon.
Mm-hmm.
But they don't care about that. They just want the one picture where it's refracted so bad that you can see the second platform. They don't want the rest of the stuff this guy has filmed.
Because they don't understand the black swan argument. It's simple as that. Like the entire, it blew me from the beginning when they said the black swan argument, because a black swan argument doesn't prove anything, right? Swans are white. Oh wait, we've got a black swan. That doesn't disprove other swans being white. It now just means you have to explain both the white swans and the black swans. White swans still exist. They miss the entire point of it, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's one of those things where Flatzoid was trying to sell something, but in order to sell that thing, he had to lie, because again, you gotta lie to Flerf. However, I know for a fact that Flatzoid is going to take offense to that. So here's my offer to him. Come on to the Fight the Flat Earth YouTube channel. Let's have a debate about it. Let's debate how you handled my footage, and I will make it worth your while. Instead of having you download my shit off of the fucking internet, I will give you the raw, unedited file. The raw, unedited file of the abort test in beautiful 4K resolution. All you have to do is show up, and I will give that shit to you.
Sounds good to me. Sean, thank you for coming on. Haven't spoken to you in a while. I know you've been extremely busy and getting stuff sorted, so it's good to have you back on. And I hope that you will consider being a guest on my new show coming up soon, Stupidity Is Not Right.
Is that your game show?
That is, yes.
Oh,
I'm very, very excited about it. So if guys don't know, on Sunday is the first episode of my new show, Stupidity Is Not Right. It's a weekly panel comedy show based around the stupidity of Flat Earth. If you've watched Nevermind the Buzzcocks or 8 out of 10 Cats or any of those kind of comedy panel shows, then you'll know what we're going for. Regular team captains, Red's Rhetoric and Brainy Beaver. And people like Sean can be, you know, regular guests as well on one of the teams. But we're going to have lots of people in the community on. Martimer's already said he's interested. We're having Simon Dan on. We're talking to Action Labs, Professor Dave. We're going to be having a lot of big people on, as well as lots of people just within the community coming on to be on the panel. And I hope everyone's going to enjoy it. And I'm just going to quickly play to you guys the intro that I've created for it, that I'm quite proud of. So yeah, that's what it's going to look like. Obviously, just me screen testing it there. But I hope everyone's going to enjoy this. It's going to be a lot of fun, a bit of a kind of end of the week palate cleanser, just laughing at the stupidity of flat earthers and having some comedy time around it.
Did you take a cue from, oh God, I'm kicking myself because I know his name so well. He's huge. Oh, I can't remember his name. He does all the Flerfs, the series. He's got like the 54-part series now. Oh,
Bob the Science Guy? I don't know.
No.
Tau Ceti Alpha?
Tau Ceti Alpha, thank you.
Tau. Oh, with the graphics, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah, well, Tau's actually taught me a lot of After Effects and how to do certain things. So yeah, I did take some inspiration from like Tau's graphics at the beginning of the Dumbfuck of the Year 2019.
That's exactly what I thought of when I saw that.
Yeah. And I kind of just altered it to, spent a while learning how to do that and getting a template to practice on and stuff, and then kind of design my own one. And I think it comes out quite well. I quite like Absolutely. It, but I'm looking forward to it.
Before we actually head off, I again just want to make a request. Negative exponents, if you are out there, once again, I've sent you a DM on Twitter. Please, please, please get back to me. It is important. Thank you so much. And thanks to the rest of you guys for watching. And thanks to you guys for helping out with debunking Flatzoid. And it turns out it was easier than I thought.
It's not hard to debunk idiots like that, honestly.
Well, again, if he's offended by the fact that we debunked his sorry ass, maybe he can show up on this channel for a debate. We'll debate his fucking honesty and the missing frames.
I will get on at him and try and get that arranged. Couple of super chats. We've got Robeeb for $2 says, it's impossible to see God's face. Just saying. It's just as impossible to see Red's face. In fact, I think Red's face is more impossible to see than God's. You know that scene in Indiana Jones where the guy opens the box and his face melts? Well, that was actually real, and it was just a picture of Red's face in the box.
Well, Craig, have you ever looked at the sun in like for the next 2 days, you got this little spot in your eyes?
Yeah.
I saw Red, what was it, a year and a half, 2 years ago now? I still have that image burned into my retinas to this day.
Well, just like me, Sean, before I saw Red's face, I didn't need glasses. Brad Ricks at $5 says, I truly don't understand if flat earthers doubt this so much. Why don't they just go watch it for themselves? I live in Cocoa, but trust me, you can see it for 4 miles. Reds has constantly offered flat earthers the chance to not only come and watch a rocket launch, but use his equipment to film it themselves. Now, and they just don't do it.
To be clear, I started doing this continuously with a few flat earthers that happened to have problems with my footage. So a big one is Leo, Level Earth Observer. And the second group of dipshits was Peter and Pete. Both of them, or both channels, I guess, so all three of them, it's confusing. But yeah, all three of them have an open invite. Come to Cape Canaveral. I will put the controls in your hands and you can film it yourself. That's how you can be sure that my footage is genuine. And afterwards, I'll let them keep the footage.
Sounds good. No flat earther is going to take it up because they don't want to learn the truth.
Of course not.
No.
It would shit all over their parade.
Well, thank you very much for watching. Thank you, Sean, for coming on. Thank you, Reds, for being amazing at what you do. If you guys haven't seen my most recent episode of Flerfs Are Idiots, I destroy Anthony Riley once again with his complete and utter lack of understanding of anything. And tomorrow I have another debate with another biblical flat earther. And then Sunday at 9 p.m. UK time, stupidity is not a right. But for now, guys, it's nearly 4 o'clock in the morning. Time for me to go to bed. Remember, stupidity is not a right. Fight the flat earth. Fight the flat